Hey y'all, this is Trish, and this is going to be my new series called Whiskey and Wills. So join me with your cocktail of choice, or tea, or water, or whatever, and take a second to learn with me a little bit about breaking through the myths of estate planning. Today I am drinking the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. Woodford holds a special place in my heart. My dog's name is actually Woodford. We call him Woody. And my cat's name is Whiskey. So obviously I enjoy my bourbon. So I decided to do this series to help educate all of the Athens community, Georgia community, and even just around the country more about estate planning and breaking through those myths that are very common that a lot of people have. And by the way, I drink my bourbon on the rocks, so I thought about naming this series Wine and Wills, but I felt like that'd be a little misleading because while I do like wine, I don't love it and I don't drink it that often and I don't really know that much about it. So I thought it'd be pretty boring if I just had the same like white wine week after week. So yeah, so here y'all get to learn a little bit more about bourbons and the bourbons that I like to drink. So welcome, and this is the first episode of Whiskey and Wills Wednesday. Let's break through these common estate planning myths. My name is Trish, and I'm here in Athens, Georgia. I own Butcher Helpful. I do estate planning and business planning, and my practice is really geared towards young families, families with minor children, families that often don't have any type of estate planning. And there's a lot of misconception about estate planning out there. And one of the things I hear a lot is that a lot of young couples, a lot of young families don't think they need estate planning because maybe they don't have millions of dollars in the bank. Well, let me tell you right now, I don't have millions of dollars in the bank. I don't even have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. And I have a fail-proof, personalized estate plan in place for me and my family. And the biggest reason that I advocate for this and try and educate our community on this is because at the end of the day, we have assets, we have money, we have jobs, and yes, hopefully one day we will have a huge retirement account or bank account, or we can travel or have an extra house or whatever. But oftentimes right now, we're in the moment. Kids are expensive. We all know they're expensive. And we might not have a lot of money in our bank accounts. And so we think that estate planning doesn't apply to me because I don't have that much money. And y'all, I'm here to tell you that this is a myth. This is 100% false. So I'm going to myth bust this and let me explain it a little bit, because I think the biggest thing that people miss is that one of the most important asset in our lives is our children. They are assets. They are our most important assets. At the end of the day, if you lose all of your money tomorrow and you still have your family, this is what matters the most. And a lot of what estate planning is protecting your children, not just your monetary assets. So number one, that is the biggest reason why this is a myth. Estate planning is necessary for younger families. It is what protects our children. It's what makes sure that our children are raised by who we want them to be raised, that they're never taken into protective custody if anything was to happen to us, and that maybe they even get to learn a little bit more about us and our values after we've passed away. So that's the number one reason. Another reason is that we often have more assets than we think. Maybe we don't have that much money in the bank account, but do you have a house? Do you have retirement accounts? Do you have life insurance accounts? These are all things that are assets that we don't necessarily think about when we think about, do I have a lot of assets? But if you have these things or some of these things or cars or anything, then yes, you have assets. And these will go through the court system. And if you don't prepare some type of estate plan, the laws of Georgia and a random judge, get to decide where your money goes, where your house goes, where your assets go, and also who controls that. So I personally don't want to judge or the Georgia state laws, making decisions for me. I like to make my own decisions. So that's a very important part. Also, one more thing that a lot of people don't think about is that estate planning is not only for after you pass away. Estate planning also applies to if something was to happen to you and you are incapacitated. So if you're in a car accident with your husband and you're both incapacitated and neither of y'all are there to make decisions for each other's health care, your medical decisions, who gets to do that? This is called a healthcare power of attorney, and they're very important. There's also advanced healthcare directives. These are when we get to decide whether we want to just be able to die naturally or if we want to be hooked up to machines for indefinite periods of time. And then finally, who takes care of our life? Who pays our mortgage, our bills, and everything like that if we're incapacitated and unable to do so? Do you want your loved ones to have to go through the court to, figure out this process? Or do you want to go ahead and already have a power of attorney in place that's a springing power of attorney that springs into action if something ever did happen? And you get to decide who will take care of your assets. So yes, estate planning is very, very important for young families. It's not only for retired couples who have millions of dollars. It's for us. It's for families like us who have young children. And we need to protect our children and protect our family and loved ones from court and conflict, no matter how much money you have in the bank. So cheers. And I hope y'all enjoy this new series of mine. Again, this will be happening every Wednesday. Whiskey and Wills, join me. And I look forward to educating everybody in the Athens community, especially on estate planning and breaking through these myths. I hope y'all have a great day.